Hello, I'm Maggie Williams and I'm here to give you explanation and instruction about the use of knowledge clips for user research. Hey, yes, I'm here. So what this is all about. In the course of user research, students have as one of their assignments to work in pairs to make a knowledge clip on a part of the whole body of research, all the elements that we'll be studying during the course. So in this clip I will explain a bit about why we use knowledge clips for our classrooms, how you can make one, and what I think needs to be in it. So to start with, why do we do this? Why these video clips? So one of them reasons is student preferences. Both research and comments from our students is that students like to learn by using video. So not just books, not just classrooms, so they like video. Another reason is that using videos enables us to work in a flipped classroom setting, and it also making the videos will make the students achieve higher levels of learning. So how is that? In a traditional classroom, a student, he goes to his class or college, as is in Dutch, where the teachers tell something, full frontal talking. Then after that, the student goes and studies at home. He goes to another class, studies at home, goes to another class, studies at home, and has an exam. And most of the actual studying happens by the student by himself at home, where the lecturer does not facilitate or coach the actual learning that is going on of the student. Now, the idea of the flipped classroom is that before the class, the students prepare so they can optimize their participation in class activities. During the class, they participate, so the class is not full frontal lecturing, but working in groups, getting specific explanations. And again, after, the students check if they understood all the things, and they can extend their learning. So this is the idea of the flipped classroom. It's very, modern and hot, so to say, in educational. This is what we're trying to do more and more, because it seems to work better in terms of what students learn. And why do we want the students to make the knowledge clips? That's not just because I'm too lazy to make them all, but because it enables a higher form of learning. This triangle here represents the retention rate, so what keeps on in your head, what you can re-establish later on by different forms of learning. So the classes, the most traditional one, is really very little. If you do reading or audiovisual, retention rate of knowledge is much higher. If students are actively involved, it is already a lot more higher, and the most stays if you explain it to other students. Because if you want to explain your stuff to other students, you really have to master it in depth to think about, how can I explain it in this way, or you can see that person doesn't understand it, so you need to explain it in a different way. And you can only do that if you have a deeper understanding and not just basic reproduction. So this is the background about why we use knowledge clips in our teaching. How can you make a knowledge clip? Well, there's many different ways. One of them is a narrated PowerPoint. So if you are in PowerPoint, you can go to the slideshow part that is here, and there you have all sorts of buttons, but the most important one here is then record slideshow. You can go through the slideshow and at the same time record your voice while you add stuff, your story to it, and then you can do different things. You can use timers, etc. So that is one. Using that feature in PowerPoint is one of the possibilities. Let me see. However, what I'm using here is Screencast-O-Matic, because that enables you to have the bit of video in the corner, and it does help to have more of a talking head. Now, let me see. It is right. Oh yes. Then the thing is, you can see the button, and the website of Screencast-O-Matic is here. And you can either install a launcher or an app, and you can do the recording from there. What is important is that the maximum time is 15 minutes. You can do it for the full size, but also a smaller size of your screen. And what is of course always important in narrating is to check the workings of your microphone. Is it, can people, of course the Screencast-O-Matic isn't the only one, there are other ones, and I'm sure you can find out, and I will try to put some extra resources on the Feedback Fruits website. Back to that. Okay, so that's how you can make a knowledge clip in a technical sense. What are the options? If you make a knowledge clip, what is important in that? Keep it structured. Make a clear structure in chapters. For a good knowledge clip, they say maximum 10 minutes. Of course, it depends a little bit on the amount of information you're trying to give to people. Think about quality of the sound. If that's shit, then people won't follow. What helps is do a short trial run. So record 1.5 minutes, then look back, and then only after that do your full 10 minutes. Visuals help, pictures, but also this kind of talking head there. You can give an expression and say, this is really, really important. Also in your clothes, no stripes or dots, because that can be annoying or really very distracting in the picture. Think about the space for the talking head, that there's no, that if it does come up, that it doesn't overlay some of your text. And I will be putting more resources on how to make a knowledge clip on Feedback Fruits. So what needs to be in the knowledge clip? There will be 25 or 28, I think, elements of the user research body of knowledge that will be transferred into those knowledge clips. So these are mostly about a how-to or a what. And then for the how-to, you start with an introduction. What is the background of this thing? Where to apply it? What does it mean for designers? These kind of things. Then you give an outline of the how-to. So how to make a peanut butter sandwich. First you start with the preparations, get the stuff together, then how do you make it? How do you present it? You go through the steps with the audience. Then you give an example of the how-to. So if it's then you tell a story of an example that makes it clear. Examples are really important for people to connect it in their mind. Then you round up a conclusion or a take-home message. One of the things I always say to students when I'm talking about questionnaires, for example, is that I say questionnaires are for lazy designers that are looking for a confirmation of their assumptions. That is what questionnaires are mostly used by students anyway. And by drilling that message home as a take-home message and repeating that message, it puts something in people's minds that they will hopefully remember later on. So a clear conclusion and take-home message will help your fellow students in preparing for the exam. And then the last thing to do is to come up with an example exam question, which will be helpful for people to think about, okay, did I understand everything that was given in this knowledge clip? And also helpful towards, okay, preparing for the exam. If your knowledge clip is more about a what question, of course, again, introduction, background, where is this this thing relevant, and then a definition. So a definition is a textbook description of what a thing exactly means or stands for. This is important. I will be asking for definitions in the exam. So give the literal definition from the book. Okay, so because people will need to memorize that. Give again an explanation, including an example, and then again round it up with a conclusion, a clear take-home message, and then again an example exam question, and not a question, what is the definition of, because you've already done that, so try to come up with a different exam question about your topic. Those are the things that need to be in the knowledge clip. And then to round it up, from my side, the parts of the body of knowledge, they are not equal in size. Some are kind of small that maybe you'll end up with a 3-minute knowledge clip, and some are bigger and you might even go over the recommended 10 minutes. This is unequal, and so you might say, but then yeah, I'll try to get one of the 3-minute subjects. However, it's not unfair if you have a larger subject, because by studying it, by preparing it, you will know it really in depth, and you will have about that piece of knowledge, you'll have really in-depth knowledge that you won't have to study again or repeat before the exam. If your topic comes up on the exam, you're bound to ace it. So in that sense, it might be smarter to pick a larger subject for your knowledge clip preparation. Well, and then to round it up, as you guys are supposed to do as well, an example exam question. So I'm now letting you as students make knowledge clips. This is like an experiment, because this is a new way of teaching. It's the first time I do it. I don't know what the results will be, if the results will be better for yourself. Also, I'm really interested if it will work better for you than studying from the book, by studying from the knowledge clips. So it's like an experiment. Now, one of the knowledge clips that you will get will be about the definition of an experiment. Then in the exam, I could easily ask why what I present here as an experiment, letting the students prepare knowledge clip and see if that will help them gaining understanding of the body of knowledge. Is that an experiment according to the definition of experiments or not? Explain why or why not this practice fits that definition. That's it for today, and I hope it helps. But of course, this video will be put on Feedback Fruits, so if you have further questions, you can ask them there. Looking forward to watching your clips. Bye for now.